PS5 Showcase, Call of Duty, and more on this week's episode of TNC Live. How do? Beautiful lords and ladies in the Nerdum. This is TNC Live, episode 67. Manny Roman with me as always. The man on the left right of me. Calculated.
Big success. You're killing it, my buddy.
Bro, look at his hair. He's always slaying.
Nah, I don't believe it. Will we though?
Looks like we are okay. Yeah, we're at least good now. So my audio is definitely here. But yeah, we're back for another week. Feels good. Some exciting stuff going on to talk about. I'm excited to talk about what I've been up to as well. But Adam is also here, of course, again with us. And go ahead and start it off. What have you been up to, Adam?
I've done nothing in my life. No, I'm kidding. Been playing a lot of TFT since the new set came out.
Oh?
Brandon, myself, and a little bit of Golden. Yeah, I've been spamming TFT. Silver, no. I don't think I hit. Maybe I did hit silver.
You did. I'm almost positive you hit silver 4, yeah.
Yeah.
When did you guys play? I haven't seen you guys on in 2 days.
Well, no, yeah. All right. To be fair, the past 2 days I haven't. This weekend I haven't played it. But all last week I played.
Yep. Played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, because you guys, yeah, because you work.
What are you talking about?
It's not at work, after work.
Yeah.
We're off at 5. So
yeah, and during our lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, our 1 hour lunch. But besides that, been playing some Among Us. Was that last night? That was last night.
No,
2 nights ago.
I played Among Us last night.
Yes, you did. Played a little bit of League of Legends. And some Call of Duty Cold War Alpha on PS4. Besides that, that's about it. It's all. Oh, and played some Super Mario 3D All Stars. Played a little bit of Mario 64 and a lot of bit of Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll get your thoughts on a little bit later in a new segment for the week. So stay tuned for that. Brandon, what you been up to, buddy?
So on Saturday, I guess before I get into this, of course, a lot of TFT, a lot of League. I think I got into my promos, actually, for Gold 4, I think.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. If not, I'm like 4 LP away.
You get that Victoria skin.
Yeah, super exciting. It's been a lot of fun. Been spamming out one character and one character only. The only character I've played all week. A lot of Skarner, baby. A lot of Skarner.
Yes! Remember when you guys said he was the worst shape of the game?
That was Adam. I've always liked Skarner. I played him for a while before, but Adam has hated Skarner.
Skarner's still pretty bad. He's B tier right now.
He's the number 1 jungle. At least he was to start the week.
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Okay.
No.
But, yeah, Skarner, a lot of fun. I just bully people. The best thing is we had 2 games out of, like, the 12 I played with Skarner where the enemy team had a Yumi. And whenever Yumi's on someone and I grab that person, Yumi comes too. So it's free double kills. It's been a great time. Yeah, so that's been a lot of fun this week. A lot of TFT. That new season came out, and it's pretty fun. I'm really enjoying it. Definitely a lot more about the characters than the items this go around, which is kind of a nice change of pace so far. Yeah.
Nerf cultist, nerf pike.
How have you guys liked the new set, since it's not actually part of the stories? So
Speaking of sets,
kind of get into it a little bit now.
Nerf set.
No, keep set the way he is. I have been just rushing level 8 and putting 2 T2 sets in my team as quick as I possibly can. I love Set. Best character in game. Great time. So broken, very broken. Outside of that, yeah, Warlord's pretty cool. Honestly, a lot of the different groups and classes and stuff are really interesting. They're a lot of fun. I'm seeing people win with a little bit of everything right now. I'm sure that'll change when people understand what are the best comps. So, yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun there. And then I decided to do something yesterday. My girlfriend and I, we went to Games Workshop and bought a starter kit for Warhammer 40k. And built some models yesterday. We're going to do some painting next week. So, yeah, I'm super excited to get back into painting and all that fun stuff on it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I know you usually pick that back up like once a year.
Yeah, usually once a year for like a month or two, I'll get really back into painting, building the models. So,
Cool.
Manny, what have you been up to?
Manny.
So I've only played one game of the new set of TFT. I played yesterday, I think it was yesterday. I played a game. Yes, it was yesterday. I went 6 Warlords, and I actually really like Warlords. I gotta say,
Yeah.
1, 2, Cat busted. Her ult is insane. She nukes like entire teams at T2. It's nuts, absolutely bonkers.
I agree and disagree though. Like she like half the time doesn't get her ult, and she just dies beforehand. So
Yeah.
you definitely need blue buff on her.
No. Spell crit, i.e. Hand of Justice, was nuking people with her. I got second in the only game I played. It was hype. She would
dang.
ult, kill like everybody. It was great. Absolutely fun. Among Us, we played Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. All of us played together.
Friday night.
Was it Friday?
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, Among Us Friday. Played again last night with Vivid People. It's a good time. I felt great because I had a super big brain play. So there was like 6 people left, 2 imposters still in the game, and we were on the map where you're out on the snowy area. And I was doing a task in O2 in the bottom left side, and while I was doing it, it was a download, so it's taking, it takes a little bit. And so I see 2 people like come into O2, and then a body gets called, and 2 people died. And one of the guys that was being like people were kind of sus of was one of the people that came in there, and like they were like chatting back and forth. And my biggest thing with them is people wasting time, like just pointing fingers and not just giving intel. And I'm like, guys, I need you to shut up and listen to me. Was there any, were any of you in O2? Because I saw 2 people come into O2. Nobody answered. I'm like, cool, it's this guy. Voted him out, won the game. It was electric. Outside of that, we got to play the alpha for Call of Duty. Another thing we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show. Played a lot of Overwatch again. Finally hit 25. Played 1 ranked game. I did really well. Still lost. Honestly, Overwatch has been a struggle. Like, I've had several games where I'm like 3 or 4 goals and we lose, and my win-loss is horrible now. After it was at like in the 60% for a while. So that's a big sad, but hopefully want to get into rank. It'll be a little bit easier. I'm already playing like silver and gold. Like my one game, it was like 3 silvers, 3 golds on the other team, so not a bad start.
Yeah, not too bad. I just have to say that Adam and I might be the greatest Among Us duo ever.
That was ridiculous that we got it like 3 out of 4 times together.
In 6 games, I was imposter 5 of the 6 games.
Yeah, you were disgusting. That was so annoying.
Yeah.
I just
And won 'em all.
wanted to vote you.
and I don't think I got it once that night.
You did, one time.
Every time.
No, you did. You got
One
yeah,
time,
yeah.
and we...
And it was, and Simon literally threw it. So
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
a clean kill in Nav, right? And we both vented out, right?
Yep.
And I vent back to see if it's safe to go in because I wanted to make sure I had a clean vent out. So I go, the vent led to weapons. Get out in weapons, and I just start walking back down in that direction. I wasn't even planning on really going to Nav, but I start going to Nav, and Simon's standing there over the body. And I'm like, what are you actually doing? So I report it as fast as I can because I knew Mike couldn't see us because he was right behind me. I knew he couldn't see us because his vision's lower than mine, right? And so I tried so hard to avoid telling you guys where Simon was because I knew Mike couldn't see him. So nobody would have known that Simon was there except me. And, I was in Nav. I'm like, you just screwed this entire game. We're both dead now. Good job, bud.
And I just love when Manny is imposter, and like we say it's him, and he's like, "You have literally no proof," and it's like we just have a hunch, and we just like we're right, and he's like, "You literally have nothing to go off of," and I'm like, "We just know, we know it's you, Manny."
No, but yeah, Simon literally threw that game. He's like, "I thought you were leading him to me kill him." I'm like, "You weren't even close to Mike at the time, and Mike couldn't see you. If you would have just lied and said you were somewhere else, we would have been fine. What I should have done was just call him out, gotten him killed. I would have been safe for a while."
Dude, I did that to Madison. It felt so good. I literally, when it was called, I was like, Madison did it. And no one looked at me. No one looked at me.
You threw her under the bus.
Yep.
I was like,
nobody looked at me for the rest of the game, and that was an easy dub. Because I was like, no, it's Madison. like one imposter is gonna call out the other imposter first round.
I was just like, what a toxic piece of poop.
That's big brain, dude. Big brain.
Big brain. All that matters is it came home with the dub. That's all that matters.
Dubs are all that matters, dude.
I know. So sad.
All right, well, now that we've wrapped up what we've been up to, we always jump into the
Top 5 gaming news stories of the week. Number 1.
our biggest story of the week. After we got the news of the Xbox Series X and S's release dates and prices, Sony held its PlayStation 5 Showcase, and we got a lot of good stuff. They kicked off the show, giving us the very first trailer for Final Fantasy 16. The game is going to be returning to its medieval roots for the first time since Final Fantasy, I believe it's 12, I thought I saw. And the game will once again be a PlayStation console exclusive. After the success big success of 15 being a multi-platform release. So I thought that was a really good get to start off the show. Followed it up with Spider-Man Miles Morales gameplay. Looked really good. I don't know if you noticed this, Brandon. One thing that I was about was that they kind of recycled some moves of Peter Parker from the original game.
Yes.
Which was like some of the animations were exactly the same. But outside of that, really liked it. I liked it. Is the Tinkerer an actual villain in Spider-Man lore? Because I've never heard of them before.
From my knowledge, yes. He's a very like sub-villain.
Okay.
Kind of almost more like a C tier type of villain. So.
Team affiliations, Masters of Evil.
Yeah, I guess my big concern with it, I really like Miles Morales, but the problem I'm going to have with the Miles Morales Spider-Man game is we're going to see most likely a lot of villains that are just very... Not many people know about. Like, I don't think we're going to see, like Venoms and Carnages and, for the first game, what they did, like it was all characters that everybody knew if they knew Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And we probably won't see that because Miles Morales does kind of have his own... I mean, they're wrong. He has villains in the same area, but since it's like usually an ultimate universe, it's completely different. Like in Into the Spider-Verse, the Green Goblin of that one is this giant, mutated goblin rather than just a dude in a goblin suit. So there's a lot of different things we'll probably see, and that is kind of the turnoff for me in this game because I just don't care about that universe of Spider-Man really.
Yeah, I'm looking a little bit into it. It says we should probably see people like Chameleon, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman. It does say symbiote, but it doesn't say
really?
What, like who, like which symbiote.
Okay.
And then someone named Prowler.
Prowler makes sense because that's his uncle.
Yeah, which we saw in the movie.
That one movie.
Yeah, so
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that one makes a lot of sense. Sandman actually, so Sandman, I'm a little surprised with, and Kraven because those are very Peter Parker villains. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, they do have their own versions and stuff, but I wasn't expecting. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more interesting. I like Kraven.
Swarm and Rhino.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so they're actually gonna go with some pretty hefty villains in this one. A little more interesting, I guess.
I don't know who Swarm is, but at least I know Rhino.
See, for me, it's like when they started with the Tinkerer, I was like, oh, okay. So it's gonna be like B and C tier characters. But now hearing like Rhino and Chameleon, even, I mean, he's probably closer to B tier, but he was like one of the first villains, I think, for Spider-Man in the comics ever. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm actually really looking forward to the game. I like that it almost feels like it's Spider-Man 1.5, which makes it sound like it isn't going to be a really awesome experience. It is, I think, but it's cool that it's the start of the game, and what happens with Miles is a direct consequence of what happens in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he moves out of the city to Brooklyn, and that's why everything changes. That's why we're seeing a very different story without Peter Parker in it. So I really liked the way that they handled that. The gameplay did look good again. I didn't care for the recycled moves and things like that, but I think the game's going to be really fun. And they did confirm that it is a PS5 launch day title.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be $50. Also a win. And I think the Ultimate Edition is going to be $70, and it comes with the original Spider-Man game as well. So you get two for the price of one. Next, we actually talked about this on the show months and months ago. Honestly, it might even be a year ago by now. There's been a long rumored Harry Potter RPG in the works, and they finally announced it at the PS5 Showcase. It's called Hogwarts Legacy. It is set to come out next year. They didn't give it a window or like a Q1 or Q2, but it is going to be set to release next year. They showed a little bit of cinematic in-game cinematics, and they also showed a little bit of like actual gameplay, it seemed like, with the potion crafting and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys Harry Potter fans at all? Did this interest you at all?
I was a huge Harry Potter fan for a very long time. I don't know. It just... Because for me growing up, I loved superheroes, of course, but then I loved Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. Star Wars was also always in there. My thing was Lord of the Rings, at least like the Hobbit movies, for me really brought back the experience, where Harry Potter, I hated Fantastic Beasts 1 and 2. And I just feel like this game is coming out 10, 15 years too late. So it could be really interesting. I don't know. I don't love this.
I'm personally not a Harry Potter fan. My girlfriend really is, but I feel like I made her watch the trailer, and she was like, yeah, it's definitely something that looks like it'd be fun. Like, for me, I think it looks like the old 2000-some-year-old game called Bully. And I think it looks just like those graphics, a little bit revamped, but it looks like it's gonna play just like that game. Which
is fine, right? Bully was a big success, and a lot of people loved
Bully. Was fun. I just feel like, I don't know.
I just think it should look way better. It looks
reskin of the game.
It just looks like a PS3, maybe PS4 graphics. I know the game's coming out for a while, so maybe it will look better when it actually comes out. But if this is what they're looking for the game to look like, I would be very upset, personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it could be better.
I think it's fair. I like what they're doing with the game. I've always been the kind of person where when you have an intellectual property like a Lord of the Rings, like a Harry Potter, like an Elder Scrolls, I love them doing something different with it, and it's bringing unique stories to the world and expanding on the world. So I personally like what they're doing with the game. I'm actually interested to see where it kind of goes. It does sound like it's going to be a bona fide open world RPG, which is interesting and something you don't generally see with these big media franchises. So I like that they're doing something unique, and I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep our eyes on it.
Following it up, they bring up Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. They give us some gameplay footage of the first mission in the campaign, which I thought was fine.
Yeah.
And then they finished up by letting us know that PS4 owners got access to a beta, or actually the alpha, first look at the multiplayer that went live Friday and just ended earlier today. and again, we are going to be talking about it a little bit later in the show. Campaign footage do anything for you guys?
Not even a little.
Nah. I'll play the
No.
campaign. I always do because trophies. But yeah,
But how hype was that RCXD play, bro?
Nothing at all.
I hate RTXDs.
Yeah.
I know it's a Black Ops staple. Such a loser strategy score streak. Like you're a real low life if you use the RCXD.
Yep. It's too bad to get any better streaks. Oh, but wait, that doesn't matter anymore.
It does matter. It does matter.
Well, we'll kind of get
Yeah,
that.
we'll talk about that a little later. Now for the last game of any importance of the showcase.
Yikes.
Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, no, I agree.
This game looks dope.
No.
The last announcement we'll talk about has some importance. A lot of importance. This Resident Evil 8, though, this is dope. I loved 7. I really did. I appreciate they're sticking with the horror aspect and not trying to go back to the... Resident Evil 1 and 2 to me were much more like shooters, like suspenseful shooters, rather than like horror games. And
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7... There were so many times in that game I had to quit playing. I just had to quit. I had to walk away, change my undies, and
Underwear.
and come back to playing. So it looks pretty dope. I'll be honest. Something I'm going to be watching and possibly even playing when it does come out.
I was watching this showcase on my computer here with these headphones on, and watching that trailer the whole time. I'm just like, when are they gonna jump scare me? I was just waiting for it because I knew it was coming, and it was a good trailer. They know how to really get you with their trailers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not huge on the franchise. I watched my brother play through all of 4, which is a lot of people say is the best, if not second best game in the franchise. And I watched my brother's co-op 5. But I can't say it's a series that I'm all in on. I know it's a huge franchise, and I know it's a really big game for a lot of people. So I think it's a great it's great to see more of the game and see that it's going to be coming next year. But for me, it's just I just don't play the games.
So I just like that they got away from like Resident Evil 4 and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because now they're like, instead of
simple path and shoot zombies.
Well, yeah, because before these games were much more like Left 4 Dead. It was like you're a soldier. Resident Evil 7, you were a reporter trying to figure some stuff out about this family, and like I think someone that like your wife or something that was like went there, and I forgot exactly what it was, but like it was you didn't really have a gun, you didn't have any weapons really the whole game until kind of at the end, and it was a very like you're trying to sneak around the entire game, and that was way cooler to me than the old Resident Evils. I could never get into Underwee baby, but yeah,
Shout out to Golden Boy.
yeah. But yeah, I could never get into Resident Evil until Resident Evil 7 because that game was insane and I loved it. So excited for 8.
Next, we got an announcement from, an update and gameplay on a Bethesda title, Deathloop, which has been talked about for a while now. They've given us a couple trailers in the past almost year now since the game was announced. They did announce a release window. It's going to be Q2 of next year. They showed off a good chunk of gameplay, and I think the most interesting thing to me from that trailer was they showed off that there is going to be a sense of freedom of how you approach going through the death loop and trying to take out these targets, and how, if you decide to do one thing, it affects how one of the 8 characters goes about their routine and things like that. I thought that was a really cool and interesting spin on the game. And they ended their presentation with showing that it is going to be a PlayStation console exclusive, which doesn't sound like it just doesn't sound like a huge thing, but considering it's a Bethesda-owned property, that's a pretty significant get, because Bethesda has always been outspokenly with Microsoft and partnered with Microsoft. Elder Scrolls Oblivion was a timed exclusive for the 360. They partnered Fallout New Vegas for 76, all with the Xbox. So seeing that they were able to work on something with Bethesda for one of the games is actually a pretty big deal.
This game to me was laughably terrible. We were watching it in Discord chat together, and I thought this game was almost a joke. I think this game looks terrible.
Agreed.
Again,
So
just like the Harry Potter game, though, this is very early. The game could look much better when it actually comes out. The movement of the characters was so funny to me that I literally felt like we were watching GoldenEye 007. And because the characters were so shifty when they moved, they were like, I don't know, like I hated that so much.
It was just the other assassin, from what I noticed. Like the actual NPCs all looked really clean and they looked fine. But I do agree with you when they showed the aspect of one assassin hunting the other character model did look really goofy.
Yeah. And I mean, can Bethesda one time please ever make a good looking game? I guess that's not what I understand it's maybe not what they strive for. Bethesda games are great stories, great video games outside of the graphics. It's always something for me with Fallout. I wish Fallout looked better. I wish Elder Scrolls games could look better. So again, I get it. That's just not their thing. The game visually doesn't look terrible. For a PS5 event, I was really expecting to be like, whoa, okay, I need to get a PS5. It's better than what my PC could do prior to me upgrading to the extreme side of the PC. Or I don't know. I was really hoping the visuals of the games would blow me away, like Valhalla did. I mean, hell, oh my goodness, what was one of the games that they showed off previously for Xbox? I think, I don't know. There was something else. It might have been Hellblade. Actually, another was the game that we've talked about a lot that we've kind of died down on, Gearbox. Oh my goodness, Godfall. That game looks beautiful. Kind of boring, but beautiful. That game I saw, and you and I saw the trailers and stuff, like, okay, this is insane. And all these games practically in this reveal, we'll kind of go through some more, but I was like, wow, this game looks like it was made in PS3 era. And hopefully they look better. I don't know. That's my take.
Some of the character models did look very blocky. I do agree. I think the environments looked great. I think some of the NPCs in that trailer looked they looked clean. They looked good. But some of the character models look a little blocky. So that it is something to kind of keep note of. They followed up the announcements. I'm going to kind of roll through these three because I don't think any of us really care about any of these three games. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition got an announcement for the PlayStation 5. It's going to be made available digitally at launch with a physical release coming at a later date. Next, they showed off another trailer for Oddworld Soulstorm, which is another console exclusive, and then they showed off the revealed trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which, I'll be honest, that trailer spooked me a little bit. I'll be real.
Yeah, it was actually, it was kind of cool.
I just don't think it's a game we need or want.
The Legend of Five Nights at Freddy's, dude. Mobile game turned video game powerhouse.
I mean, great for that company. Good on them. But this is unnecessary.
It's interesting. Honestly, in the trailer, the kid just heavy breathing the whole time had me shook. I'll be real. Like that was a well produced trailer. I'm sure the gameplay is not going to be. There's going to be Five Nights at Freddy's. But good job on the trailer. I'll give you a lot of credit for that.
I mean, hell, you can ask Adam. While that was going on, I was like, "Oh my, what is this?" I was getting genuinely excited.
Silent Hill, right? Or was that during the Resident Evil?
That was the Resident Evil, but I did think this was something, and I was genuinely getting excited for this game, and then I saw Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm like,
Finesse.
Yeah.
Finesse. So they followed that up. They gave us a good chunk of gameplay for the Demon Souls remake. That one is actually also confirmed as a launch title for the 5.
It's cool that they're doing that.
I think it's good
Not for me. It's cool.
it's definitely a big franchise. You know, a lot of people love the Dark Souls games. A lot of people love the Bloodborne. So it will be nice for those people that didn't play the original on the PS3 to see where the franchise originated. The updated visuals do look pretty clean for the game, but it's another game that's just like I stay away from them because I know if I played them, I would just get so frustrated and impatient that I wouldn't enjoy the game and never want to touch it again.
Same though.
I just
Can't even argue that.
It's one of those things where just, I know myself and I know how I like to I know what games I enjoy and what like sort of accomplishments like fulfill me when I play a game. Something
Yeah.
like a Demon Souls or a Dark Soul where I have to fight a boss 20 times and fail every time to finally just luckily beat him. It's not even just like I figured something out. I just finally did enough to beat him. Nah. That's not satisfying to me. That's just frustration and disappointment.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I tried really hard to get into Dark Souls. I bought 3, got rid of 3, rebought 3, played 2, played Bloodborne, and I hated every single game like that I've ever played just because, yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, it's, sure, there is getting better at the game, but also it comes down to hopefully this boss doesn't use this skill more than twice or once or however many times, and hopefully he goes through a different rotation this time. So I don't know. Never been into those games where I'm just kind of banging my head on the table. I don't know, don't really enjoy getting frustrated at games because the game is, just too much.
Followed it up with a quick little preview of what Fortnite is going to look like on Unreal Engine 5 on the PlayStation 5, and then they did announce, no surprise, the game is going to be made available at launch with the updated engine and updated visuals. Boys trying to get on some Fortnite, or what?
Nah.
Nope. I never will
Again,
download that
so
game again.
2017, bro.
Yeah. I mean, hey, good on them. I have no hate to that game. We played it enough. We played it a good 10 to 12 months nonstop. The only game we played 24/7, like, honestly, like 6 to 10 hours a day. And I'm okay never playing it again.
Yeah.
Same as these. But who knows? Maybe I'll go full Overwatch with it in like 2 years. I'll get back into it and I'll love it. But probably not because that game made me sad after a while.
I was going to say, at least Overwatch, you laughed and you were like, I love Overwatch, but I'm good.
But I had my fill of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fortnite, we left because we just hated it. We
It's
tried
really
liking it again many times.
I don't know. They're keeping the game fresh, but to me the changes that they're constantly making make the game less fun. I'm sorry, but going from just like battle royale game that was pretty simple to like fighter jets everywhere and zip lines that like let you zip across the entire map without having to move. Like, I don't know. It's not me.
It's funny because it kind of hits the other generations differently. Maybe the generations that are into that game, they're really they constantly want new things, want to make it feel fresh. We're the generation that's been playing Call of Duty for 20 years now, and we're like, don't change our games. So, I mean, it's for different people. I get it. They're targeting the correct audience, which is very smart of them. And that's why I have to, hats off to Epic. They've been destroying it with Fortnite to be able to keep it alive for, 3-4 years now to make it a relevant game. It's insane.
So, the next announcement I actually really liked. This actually kind of goes along with a announcement or a statement that was made by Jim Ryan, the CEO of PlayStation, afterwards. He let people know 99% of PS4 games are going to be playable on the PS5, so that backwards compatibility is good to go at launch. But what they announced was they're calling it the PlayStation Plus Collection. So for those of you that carry your PlayStation Plus subscription over to a PS5, you're going to get access to these 18 titles on launch day. So Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil 7, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, and Until Dawn.
I thought this was brilliant. I thought this was fantastic because the people coming from Microsoft over to PlayStation, or maybe you didn't have Live all the time to download and get these games. It's super cool. I mean, you're getting a year and a half of PS Plus games for free on launch. You know, of course, as long as you have the subscription. So yeah, I think it's really cool. That was really smart of them. People like us who've been downloading them every single month were kind of like, this, no big news to us, no good thing for us, but it was a very smart marketing decision for them.
Yeah, I think it's a great collection of games because not only are you getting pretty much the best exclusives on the system outside of The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima because they just released, you're getting some really good third-party games. Batman Arkham Knight was a great game. I really liked it. That's coming from somebody that didn't play the first 3 games in the franchise. Battlefield 1, I'm not a huge Battlefield guy, but I liked 1. I definitely did. Fallout 4, fantastic game. Final Fantasy 15, I couldn't get into it, but it's a critically acclaimed game that was very successful. Monster Hunter World's still one of the bigger games as a Surface game out there. Mortal Kombat X is fantastic. It's a really good list of games. So it's something that I'm looking forward to having as a future PS5 owner, because these are games that honestly I could probably go back and play at some point. Like I never went and finished Days Gone. Detroit Become Human is a game that has tons of replay value. Same with Until Dawn. So really cool announcement. I gotta say I really liked that one from Sony. Before they wrapped up the show, they finally unveiled the launch date and the prices of the PS5. As we've been kind of thinking, the regular PlayStation 5 with a disc drive is going to be $500. The digital PlayStation 5, which is same system, no disc drive, going to be $400. And it will be releasing November 12th. So, coming up 2 days after the Xbox. But, and I was going to ask you guys this, what of the 4 systems that are coming, which one would be most appealing to you? Not saying like you're gonna buy it, but because I know you're both PC slaves now, but like if you were to buy one of those 4 systems, which one would be most appealing to you?
If I did not have a PC, I would be buying the Xbox Series S. I would. Couple of things for me. One, exclusives. I care about them on Xbox. There's not a single exclusive outside of maybe wanting to play Spider-Man at some point that I would ever buy. I'm not a God of War fan, not an Uncharted fan. Don't like any of the exclusives. They're all bad to me. But, again, I don't like story games. That's my thing. If you like story games, they're great. Fantastic for you. Also comes out 2 days earlier. To me, for PlayStation to be like, hey, we're going to announce our second, and then not at least do it a day before or the day of Xbox, that was when we heard that on the stream, I was like, all right, PlayStation lost. GG. Because there's plenty of people out there who don't care what system they get. They just want the first one to come out. And now you just lost that to Xbox when you could have... Like, what hurts you moving it up 3 days? Nothing. Nothing at all. That made no sense to me. The price, too. Cheapest system out of all of them. That was stupid of PlayStation to not match the $300, I thought. So I'll leave it there.
I'm going to argue that. So they can't match that because of system differences.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Xbox Series S has fairly big system integration differences.
So just to confirm then,
PlayStation is literally just digital only.
Okay.
Everything else is still adequate.
Okay, that's understandable then.
Mm-hmm. So that's why that made sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I would go with the Xbox Series X. 1, because I'd want the more storage. 2, I want to have it and this is if I didn't have a PC. 2, I'd want it to be as strong as it can be. And 3, I do usually buy physical copies of games Granted, now that I'm PC, obviously I'm digital, but on top of that, it would be a Blu-ray player for me, which is what I use my PS4 for. But if I were to get a new system, I'd just sell the PS4 because I'm not going to do anything with it. So that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I shouldn't be surprised that you guys picked Xbox because Halo is coming eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And Gears.
And Gears, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't care for The Last of Us if they ever make another one somehow. Don't care for. I mean, I love the Spider-Man game. It looks cool, but I don't want to play it.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy this system.
PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy the system just to have Spider-Man. Because I mean, like I said, Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War, none of those games do anything for me. But Gears and Halo, if I could not buy those on PC, I would buy the Xbox just to play those two games. And I'd be very content with that because I'm going to get thousands of hours out of those games.
You can play those on PC anyways.
And that's my point.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
I just won't get a system then. Simple enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same. No system this year. Or next year. Or any year after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just after the money we put into the PCs, there's just not a reason for us.
Mm-hmm.
So the final announcement from the PS5 Showcase, they teased the sequel to the 2018 Game of the Year, God of War. They didn't give us a name. All they said was Ragnarok is coming, 2021. And you hear Chris Judge's Kratos voice saying something about Atreus having to be ready for, I don't even remember exactly what he said, but stoked, absolutely stoked.
Real quick for Golden before you can
watch it, not play it.
Yeah, real quick for Golden, he said 3070 3090 ... Yeah, I would love to take my money for that right now. Yeah, honestly, like it was a cool announcement. At first, I didn't really notice what it was, and then hearing it and everything. So yeah, it's super dope. It's gonna win Game of the Year, like probably no doubt, unless I don't know. Like there's Halo. Halo could.
Halo. No.
Okay.
It won't. It won't
That's
compete.
fair.
Yeah, I mean that's like God of War. Like I'll give it to those games. Like they're so well done. Again,
They're
just
beautiful.
Yeah.
The story is amazing. They play well. Like,
Oh man, and be playing a no load times again. It's gonna boot up in like half a second. I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
yeah, I will be so shocked if something somehow overtakes that game for Game of the Year.
Lock it in. 2021. December
Heard it here.
2021 Game Awards. We don't even need it. Just cancel the show. We already know who won. Well, that's everything we had for the PS5 Showcase. I did not expect that story to go that long, but that was great. Story 1 complete.
nice. Hour in feels good. All right, number
2.
Number 2.
So, Xbox took a little shot. Oh, and actually, we should address this. So, if you guys weren't aware of this, the pre-orders for the PS5 were supposed to start the day after the showcase on, I believe it would have been Thursday, but retailers started making them available Wednesday, and it kind of turned into a mad dash for pre-orders. A lot of places sold out very quickly. A lot of people really pissed about it, and rightfully so. Honestly, that was a big mistake on Sony's part. No, granted, they weren't the ones that made the mistake, but it is still their product and it's still their responsibility at that point. But Walmart, you suck. You ruined everything for a lot of people. Way to go.
Sony
Anyways.
did put out an apology tweet, and they
And they
said
did.
we'll have more coming.
Yes, and they did say they'd have some coming in the next few days, which is good. I'm glad they actually addressed it, because I feel like sometimes when there's like goofs like that, I
They're
think
like-
Sony's even accountable for it too. They'll just ignore it like it never happened.
Mhm.
So I'm glad they took ownership of it, recognizing how many people want the system. So number 2, Xbox took a little shot at PlayStation after the fumbled PS5 pre-order launch and announced the exact time, date, and even retailers that you can pre-order the Series X and Series S at.
Pretty much a big middle finger.
In the US, the system will be available to pre-order on this coming Tuesday, the 22nd, at 10 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah, dude, I got my alarm set. I already have the websites bookmarked.
Yeah?
No. I just watched Brandon go straight face for that.
I know. He says that. I'm like, didn't he just say he's not getting a new console? I was so confused. I was like, maybe I just missed something, and he's talking about like the 30, like 70, 30, 80, 30, 90s. I was like, I don't know.
28.
He's getting a Series S because he wants to go hide it in random places in his house like Phil Spencer did.
Oh, yeah. It'd be a great paperweight. It really would be.
It would be. It's gonna be like that big. It'd be a solid paperweight, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's really all we got for that one. But for Xbox fans, yeah, for Xbox fans, you know, Tuesday 10 a.m. Best be ready to get that system.
Oh yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to
Number 3.
Number 3, another kind of quick one, but CD Projekt Red held their third Night City Wire little digital event for Cyberpunk 2077. They went into good detail about the world design and building the world and things like that, and it was really interesting to watch and hear the amount of depth and detail that went into the city. Like there's like these hidden elevators that'll basically transport you from one part of town to the next that isn't an obvious like marker on the map. You just kind of have to find it. They even went into as much detail as naming every single street in the game, in every single district, which I thought was kind of weird. Like almost an unnecessary amount of depth, but I thought that was really cool because they even mentioned it, you know, it brings like even real world discussion into the picture. Like you're just talking to your bros about what you did in Cyberpunk and you're like, yeah, it was on like Jig Streak, I think was one of the names or something like that, doing this thing, and we're like, oh, I've never been there before. So cool little extra details that they added to the game. And then they went into detail about all the gangs in the game. And I feel like, Brandon, you should go there. There's a video of just that segment of the Night City Wire.
Yeah.
It's like four and a half minutes. I would honestly say you should go and watch it because it gave me serious Fallout New Vegas vibes.
Okay, cool.
Because there's like 9 different gangs in the game, and each gang has their own complete like aesthetic and feel to them. They even talked about how there's like gang specific, attire, vehicles, all that. They even have their own spin on some weapons. So I thought it was really cool.
All right, yeah, that's awesome.
There was, the first gang that showed off were called the Maelstrom, and they're these people that basically turned themselves into they got so many augments to their body, they're basically robots. And they're these crazy, like, unpredictable, like, psychotic dudes. And then there's, like, the gang of Hispanic, like, gangsters. Then there's actually a gang of, it's, like, mostly women that just kind of, like, band together in, like, the shady parts of town. And it's really cool. And
That's
then there's,
awesome.
like, three gangs that are specific to the Nomads, or not Nomad storyline, but to the Outlands. So the outer parts of the city, there's like 3 specific gangs, and they showed off some cutscenes of talking to each of the gangs and explained how they're all going to have like little quest lines and things like that. And as a mercenary, they're going to come to you with different jobs and things like that you're going to do.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to check that out after the show then. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to
Number 4.
Number 4. Another one we actually I don't anticipate we're going to spend too much time on, but Nintendo did hold a Direct Mini 3 days ago now? 2 or 3 days? 3 days ago. I'm trying to math this out in my head. And it was their partner spotlight, so it was all the third-party companies that they work with to bring their games to their system. Honestly, the 2 kind of bigger announcements was that there is going to be a new Monster Hunter game from Capcom that is going to be a Switch exclusive called Monster Hunter Rise. It's going to be coming March of next year. The big kind of spin on this one is that there's these things called wire bugs they kind of like work as grappling hooks. So you're kind of able to grapple through and climb through environments in a very, different way instead of just the normal traversal. They also did announce the Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is going to be coming out summer of next year, which is going to be the sequel to the 3DS exclusive that came out a few years back. After that, there was a ton of huge announcements. For you JRPG fans, Disgaea 6 did get announced as a Switch exclusive for next summer. Sniper Elite 4 is getting a Switch port. PGA Tour 2K21 getting a Switch port on the 25th of this month, so Friday. And then the biggest announcement, honestly, of the Nintendo Direct Mini was the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest getting announced, not only announced for the Switch, but being announced that it is available that day. So it is available for Switch owners right now.
I felt like that Direct was Nintendo being like, oh boy, PlayStation announced something, Xbox announced something, hurry, get as much crap as we can together. And nothing mattered at all. They're like, please don't forget us, everybody. Honestly, I wish they would have came out and been like, talking about the Xbox and the PlayStation. Here's our new Switch.
Is remastered.
I was even say just like, here's the new Switch. Just an out of left field, something like that would have been so cool.
Which is something that's being heavily rumored, and I even have seen rumors that it'll be like a 4K compatible system. Like this will be at least a legit competitor to last gen, because the Switch isn't even a competitor to last gen right now in terms of power. It'll at least keep up with like the PS4 Pro and the Series or the One X.
Yeah.
Which I think is a huge step up for them. The only thing they're missing is big games that are more westernized. Monster Hunter is a really huge series, and Monster Hunter World sold millions and millions of copies, but it's still a JRPG title that is much more prominent in the East than the West. I feel like if they were able to find developers in the West to make a bona fide Switch exclusive, that would be huge for them.
Yeah. No, it's totally fair. It's cool. I appreciate they're doing a little something to still, stay relevant. I'm excited to see what's next for Nintendo. But for now, it's definitely all PlayStation and Xbox right now. Go ahead and move on to our last story for you.
Number 5.
Fifth and final story. It's time to talk some Call of Duty. So, we all got a chance to play at least a few hours of the first look alpha of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War that came out on the PS4 in the past few days. Brandon.
Hi.
Vibe check, dude. How you feeling?
Felt like Call of Duty. Adam and I pub stomp like normal. Like when we try, I had a game I think at like 40-6. He had a game at like 38-2. Something stupid I remember. So yeah, I mean we still dominate in Call of Duty. That's cool. Really don't like the whole score streaks don't reset.
And they also are a pain in the butt to earn.
Yeah. I'll give them the fact that there are multipliers. Like if you're on a 9 kill streak, instead of just 50 points, you get 450 points. It's pretty cool. I'll give them that. Helps you earn the streaks a little bit quicker. Because yeah, the top streak I got in one game. I only played probably like 8 games maybe, and probably more like 10. And I got the chopper gunner in one of them. It's pretty cool. Worked out pretty well. There's only 3 people on their team because they all quit when I got it. But yeah, I mean, it still feels like Call of Duty. I like the fact that I can still have a lot of attachments and perks and stuff. They balanced out the classes pretty well, I thought, because I'm someone who loves the pick 10 system because I can have so many attachments, and I can still have 7 attachments and 3 perks. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So I think the class system is a lot better than I thought it would be. The maps kind of suck. The desert map blows. I hate that map so much, more than probably any other map I've played in Call of Duty since Ghost. Ghost, good game.
Hate Miami more. but I do agree Satellite is bad.
Yeah, Satellite really sucks. It was just kind of all over the place. There's no... I don't know. There's just no like focus point on the map. The focus points is just the long desert right side. And, you know, I like sniping. I really do. But I hate maps where it's 5-on-5 sniping or 6-on-6 sniping. I've never liked that kind of stuff. Like Wasteland back in Modern Warfare 2. Never was a huge fan of that map. Miami looked super cool. Layout kind of sucks. It's a very... Don't go down the middle. You're going to get sniped. Don't go down the right side because you're going to get sniped. And the left side, no one plays really, so it is kind of a nice ambush point. And then, I don't remember the name of the last map, honestly.
Moscow.
That was a good one.
Map.
Yeah, that was actually a really fun map. That was that map we both went off on. You and I both had really good games on. The weapons feel great. I really love the sound, the feel, everything about the weapons in this game that I've used so far. I've really only used the AK-74U. The MP5 sucks. Sucked in every Call of Duty though. So no surprise there. Snipers, really powerful. They feel strong. One of them is a hit marker machine. The other one's pretty good. I forgot what it's called. Maybe the Titan or something like that.
Tundra.
The Tundra. Guess what, dude?
They nerfed
I'm
it?
glad you like sniping. Because they said they're going to nerf it.
Yeah, thought
already.
so.
Yep.
Yeah, because once I got used to it, I was quickscoping really clean. I mean, you like in one game.
They already put a tweet out saying
great.
"Hey, we buffed the snipers for alpha to see if this would be fine," and they said we're nerfing it.
That sucks. Because I got to the point in the beta where I was actually like I was hitting clips. Like I had a 4-piece I was so happy with. I had like 3 pieces that were pretty clean. And I was like, okay, wow, sniping is actually pretty solid in this game. It felt a little clunky at first, but when I got used to it, I liked it a lot.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm glad it grew on you though.
Yeah,
'Cause I know that was one thing that bothered you a lot when we started playing.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and leave it there. So kind of just little things. Gameplay felt just like Call of Duty. Great. Map sucked. Sniping is gonna suck now because of the nerf. Yeah. One of you go ahead. Yeah. One of you go ahead. I'll step away.
So, I personally liked the game more than the good bit I played of Modern Warfare. Personally, I just liked the feel of the game more. The Modern Warfare just felt too much like a Battlefield clone. And granted, this game is still pretty similar to Modern Warfare and still has that feel more than the Call of Duties of the past like 5-6 years have. But it felt a little more like Call of Duty when I was playing it. And the same thing, I like the weapons. I do agree though the map design for some of the maps aren't great. Satellite is a weird, like I get they're trying to go for like having dynamics to the map and going from like there's like the beach on Miami that's pretty open and things like that to having the more city side on the right, but everybody just plays around the hotel and the building right next to the hotel on the right side, and they just try to avoid the middle of the map. So it just feels a little too unbalanced at that point because traffic is going in one direction on the map. Satellite, same thing. It's too one extreme to the other. You have the trenches that you're running through, and then next thing you know, you're on these sand dunes, and everyone's just hiding behind the sand dunes trying to snipe everybody, and it's too much of a shift in like play styles for one map at least. Moscow, I think Moscow was fine. I think it did a good job of balancing everything. The middle of the map is really fun, and that's kind of where the action is, which I feel like that's how all maps should be in a competitive shooter. I think the focus should be towards the middle of the map, whereas Miami isn't really like that. It's like you avoid the middle of the map like the plague. Outside of that, again, the gameplay was really fun. I did like it. I don't like that the score streaks reset. I'm with you guys on that 100%. I don't think anybody cares for that. But I think the way that they did the score streaks was the best way they could have done it for what they're going for. Because it still heavily rewards kill streaks over getting a kill or two, like every time you every life, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't go on at least a pretty decent kill streak, you're not going to be getting that chopper gunner.
Exactly. Like I only got one attack helicopter, and it was because I went on a 10 kill streak. You know, like that still rewards skill and kill streaks, without it kind of taking away from the experience. So I think they did it the best way they could. But I do agree. I don't care that they made it that your points carry over. All in all, though, I enjoyed it. I think it's good. I think it's fun. I really do. Playing the few hours we did the other night, it just felt like playing, Call of Duty with the boys again. So I did really like it. It's probably something I'm going to pick up this year, but there are little things, like Brandon, there's little things that I wish were a little bit different.
Yeah, fair. My input of the game is pretty much the same as both of yours for the most part. Moscow was definitely the only good map that we got to experience thus far. I did use every single gun in the beta. Pretty much the Krig for the assault rifle and the AK-74U for the SMGs is by far like the go-to guns right now, I think. Equipment didn't really matter. I don't think, grenades or C4 were used that often, thankfully. I expected spam for everything. Streaks are fine, except I don't like perks are fine, except I don't like ninja very much. I think it's pretty dumb the way they did it. They're like, oh, your footsteps still exist. They're just quieter, but like they're not really that quiet. Like I was running ninja and people heard me all the time behind them, and that made me feel like I can't run around and flank, which sucks because that's the type of player I am. And okay, well now I can't flank people, and if I do, I have to stop sprinting and just like walk, and that's so dumb. So that bothered me. Game felt a little laggy and glitchy at times, but it's an alpha, so what do you expect? But otherwise, besides that, I don't have anything else new to add to it.
I did hear you say you're pre-ordering it.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to be getting it on PC, mainly for the zombies, but I will be playing multiplayer and campaign.
Yeah, same. After we talked to Golden a little bit, because my thing was, I'm like, okay, if I get it on PC, who am I going to play with? Like Adam for a little bit, and then we'll quit playing it.
Cross-play, cross-gen, so we can't play with Manny on PS5.
Yeah, no, but like if we're not in Discord and stuff together, like how fun is it really playing a game if you can't chat and hang out with each other? So
I'm curious how game chat works.
I got like dual monitors, bro.
Yeah.
I got PS5, PC.
Manny's safe.
So I mean, thinking about it a little more, I will get it. I'm excited for the zombies, so I'll try that out. Give me, each of you, Manny, go ahead and start, but give me 1 to 3 things that if they change it, this would be like, yeah, this is a Call of Duty I love. You're very quiet.
Rank progression?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I really got quiet?
No, you're good now. Sometimes
Yeah.
come up and loose.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's
it.
like that's all I need. The game, like I said, the game, to me, it feels better than Modern Warfare did. So I liked the gameplay for the most part. Hopefully, I guess the other thing would be maps more similar to Moscow's layout than Miami or Satellite.
3-lane, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
A better 3-lane.
Adam?
That's fair. Yeah, I'd say better maps are needed. Granted, we only have a very small handful of what we're going to experience. Maybe they just were like, let's throw all the shitty ones at them. But better maps. No more score streak carryover shit. That was stupid. Fix ninja. That's it.
Okay. For me, rank progression, prestige mode, and score streaks do not reset on death. Sorry, 2 reset on death.
Okay.
Yeah, those 3. Those 3 happen, I'd be a very happy camper. Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Cool. Well, that's it for our top 5 gaming news stories of the week. Let us know your thoughts on the Call of Duty Alpha. Let us know what you thought about the PS5 Showcase. Let us know what you thought of the Nintendo Direct. Night City Wire. Let us know. All of our social links are below the video player. So go click on them and then follow us in places, and then we can talk and be friends, and that'd be fun. So, I'm going to be honest. Doing the show prep this week, I realized I don't even think we talked about last week's. Oh, well, we kind of did. It was the Call of Duty showcase thing.
Yeah.
We didn't even give you guys a listener topic, so we're going to be doing a new segment. It was something I actually did for the This Week in Gaming that I recorded a few weeks back, and I thought as a show that's pretty much been we just talk about the news, I figured it'd be good to kind of integrate, at least giving you guys what games have come out in the past week. So
yeah.
It's just a little segment called Fresh Off the Shelf. So we're just going to run through the games that have come out in the past week, highlight 1 or 2. I know Adam definitely has one he's going to be talking about, and then I have one I'm going to just touch on for a little bit as well. So in this past week, September 15th saw BPM, Bullets Per Minute, release on PC. eFootball, Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, the season update was released for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I really appreciate what they did with that, what Sega did there, because it's something that a lot of people have said that they wanted to see from sports franchises, which is, the graphics don't really change year to year. Just give us a season update for the same game, and that's what they're doing here. It's not a new game. It's PS 2020, but they're updating everything for the new year, which I really like. It also saw Spelunky 2 release for the PS4 and Vaporum Lockdown on PC. So, September 17th saw the release of 3 games. We got Pacer on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Mini Motor Racing X on the Switch, and then the third game, which is what I'm going to touch on briefly, is an early access game that was released on PC called Medieval Dynasty. And I was telling these guys before the show, I was watching a streamer this morning on Twitch, and I saw they were playing this game. I'm like, just based off the name, it sounds like something I might be interested in. It's either going to be really cool, or it's going to be like some weird, goofy, produced game that's going to be not cool to play. And it turns out what Medieval Dynasty is literally a medieval or a fantasy RPG life sim game. So you're just in this big open world, and you're starting your own village in this medieval area, and you control everything from the buildings that you make. You go around in the open world doing various missions. You can go to other settlements and recruit people for your town, and then if you recruit them for your settlement, you can give them various jobs to do, you're going to be a hunter, you're going to be a blacksmith, etc. And it's also full-on life sim. So you talk to people, you can get married, have a family, and then you kind of try to grow your little piece of medieval world into this big kingdom. So I personally, it sounds like it's definitely a game that I love the idea of. I hope I really enjoy it. I am going to be picking it up here after the show and trying it. I hope I really get into it, because the idea of it sounds really cool to me. I know it's nothing that you guys would ever want to play, because it is kind of a survival / RPG type game.
It is currently in my Steam shop, Steam cart. So
yeah,
I want to watch a little video about it first, but this really does sound cool, to be pretty honest.
I was watching, from what I was watching too, the person that you talk to has almost like a relationship like level, like a percentage. Like it says this person likes you like 70%, and the more you kind of talk to them, interact with them, the more that they kind of bond with you, and that makes them more likely to come join your village. And for the mans that are trying to wooze the ladies, find your wife in medieval times. So for me, I'm really stoked to try it. I'm all in on those like life sim type games like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon. So I feel like this is right up my alley.
Yeah, it's only looks like only $20 right now. It's 20% off. So.
Mm-hmm. Big value, baby.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
last set of games, September 18th, we saw Crysis Remastered release on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. WWE Battleground 2K Battlegrounds get released on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Google Stadia. The whole kit and caboodle for that one. And then the last one, and I'm gonna let Adam take it away here. This game that he talked about that he played in the past few days, Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah, I was super happy to pick it up. Apparently, physical copies are pretty hard to get, mainly because of COVID and everything. Retailers such as GameStop are actually not getting games and other accessories in unless it is pre-ordered. So they're not doing like, oh, we'll buy like 5 Super Marios because we assume some people will buy them. No. I'm lucky that somebody canceled their pre-order. They still ended up getting the game, and I was able to buy it. So that's cool for me. Otherwise, people out there right now, pre-order your stuff. Don't think you can go into stores right now and get it. Like, pre-order.
Yeah. And that is one thing that, yeah, and that is one thing that they did talk about when they announced the game a few weeks back on their direct, was that it's going to be very limited retail availability for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So I'm glad I got it physical, mainly because Madison also wants to play these games, and that saved us another $60 than buying 2 digitals, thankfully. But otherwise, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy are the 3 games you get in there for $60.
Holy Trinity.
So yeah. In a sense, you can think of $20 for each game. Totally worth. Super Mario 64 looks, of course, exactly the same. Gets you that nostalgia. I've heard it plays weird. Honestly, it plays the same as the old Mario 64, which still played weird. You have these bad angles and everything. So at least there's that, but it's very nostalgic. Super Mario Sunshine, I played the crud out of already. I love that game so much. That was my go-to Mario game back in the day on GameCube, so that was super nostalgic to me. And then there's Super Mario Galaxy, which I've never played, so that's going to be fun to experience as a whole new thing, because I know people did really like that game, and I know there is Super Mario Galaxy 2. People were mad that didn't come in the bundle. Wah.
I had a big bully.
Yeah. You also get each soundtrack for each game, so I mean, I guess that's cool. I guess not for me, but
the Mario Sunshine. So that Mario Sunshine was my favorite Mario game ever made. 1, because the music just fit the vibe perfectly, and 2, it felt like it had a legit story to it. It didn't just feel like that typical Mario platformer. You felt like you were playing a name X really good adventure game.
Oh yeah, and there's actually dialogue where you're not reading the whole time and then just listening to the characters make random sounds. Oh,
that was perfect.
No,
that was good.
They actually speak. Besides Mario, he doesn't speak, but everybody else actually has a voice actor doing something, so that's cool. Yeah, big value. Bye.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was talking to about this, but I'm it's an insane value because the original Mario Sunshine is still $50 to $55 anywhere you go.
Yeah.
And that was one of the main reasons I wanted a game, because I wanted SSX Tricky, I wanted Mario Sunshine, and I wanted a game. It's a JRPG called
Pokemon Coliseum. Oh.
I actually, I never got to play it, but I really want to.
Yeah, you need to. So yeah, I mean, and Mario 64, obviously you needed an N64, so you're buying 2 a whole new system and that game. like if you really wanted to go back and play it. So
And
yeah,
that's
this
another
is
one that's like $40-$50.
yeah. So this is just a huge valued bundle.
Mhm.
Super Mario Galaxy, I'm pretty sure, is still a high-priced game. So
Yeah, and I know some people, scrolling through Twitter and seeing some of the people that got to get the game at launch and streamed it and stuff like that. Some people were pretty upset with the way the game performed. From what I've heard, it's 720p for the games. I don't know if that's confirmed.
Felt fine for me. I didn't feel
yeah.
laggy, glitchy. The quality looked fine on my TV.
Yeah, I think some people, in a time where we're getting a lot of remakes, I think people were hoping that it was going to be at least a polished remaster instead of kind of more of just a port. But
yeah, that's fair.
remakes aren't really up Nintendo's alley. It's not something they typically do, which is fine. Like, Nintendo's been fine for the past 40 years. Whatever they're doing is working. So I think it's more just being able to have that experience again is what should draw people to these games.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious if people's issues are the people who only have the handheld Switch and not the docking one. I don't know. Maybe that's where like the performance issue is, but
Maybe.
my docking Switch felt fine.
Cool. Adam, 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10, easy.
10 out of 10?
That
Go
dub.
pick it up. You want to Switch? Go get yourself Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Super good game. Yeah, 100%. Nostalgic to the max.
Also, if you're a kid that's younger and didn't get to play these games,
You have to.
100% would recommend playing these because
Like, I know you're gonna look at Mario 64, okay? Listen, look at me in the eyes, alright? I know you're gonna look at the game and you're gonna be like, wow, what is this? This is crap. I can't believe my dad used to play this. This is so bad. Look at these graphics. I feel like everything is so ugly. Well, yeah, you're right. Everything is ugly. But the game is fun. It's what's on the inside, not the outside. Get that in your head. And you'll find a significant other later in life.
get your ego in check, 10-year-old child.
I love Adam's giving like relationship advice to 10-year-olds. It's perfect.
Yeah, you don't want my relationship advice. Not from high school days, at least.
Perfect. All right, so before we take off, one quick bit of housekeeping. Remember, our last Spreadshirt sale for the month is going to be going down starting Friday, the 25th. Or it's Friday yeah, Friday's the 25th, right? I'm not going insane?
Yep.
Yeah, it
Friday.
is.
Perfect. So, 15% off all orders. Super easy. All you have to do is literally pick whatever you want from the website, and then at checkout, it just says redeem. You click redeem. You get 15% off. Not a bad deal.
Yeah.
So it goes on for 4 days, 25th through the 28th. Gives you some time to pick out some you want. Hats are in stock finally.
Hats are back. There's some new tie-dye stuff.
Got a new tee.
We got water bottles now, right, Brandon?
Yeah, there's some water bottles up there.
There you go. A little bit of everything for everyone. So, shop.spreadshirt.com/nerdchambers. Go there. Check it out. Find some cool stuff. And
Bookmark the page, because, we're always going to have discounts here and there.
yeah, pretty consistent. For at least once a month we'll have something for the most part, ever since we've opened up this merch site. So there's always some spicy deals to swoop in on.
Yeah. So, Brandon, where can they find us?
So if you want to find us all in one place, we made it nice and easy for you guys. Did some updates to the website. That is nerdchambers.com. Go and check it out. Did some cool stuff to it thanks to... What?
It's nerdchambers.com, remember?
Oh, it got updated?
Yeah, I told you. I even linked it for you. I'm like, we did it. I'm like, I did.
That's big.
Yeah, you said
That's big. Well, now we're the nerdchambers.
Look
.com.
I'll
I'm looking at it
I'll
right
make
now.
it easier for you. Here, I just shared my screen. Look it. Boom, right here. thenerdchambers.com. Get everything you need in one spot. Look it. You want to check out our most recent articles? Boom, right there on the homepage. You want to check out what we've been up to with our shows? Boom. Click this thingy, takes you to our shows. You want to go check out the merch site? Cool. Click that little button right there, that little Spreadshirt logo. Boom. takes you right to the merch site. Even opens it up in a new tab.
Love it.
Want to check out our most recent stream? Want to check out our VODs? Boom, pulls up our Twitch page.
Hi, that's
gonna
us.
look really spooky on stream.
Yeah.
And the final piece of the puzzle. You want to learn more about? Oh no, I haven't linked this. Site's broken. I have to fix it. We even have beautiful profiles of all of our.
That might be the greatest photo I've ever seen of Adam of all time.
Easy.
Of all time.
Easy.
That's
Oh my God.
the Malcolm Moore going on. I love it. I love it. Thrift shop. Loving it.
Perfect. Everything you need in one place for us. You know, you want to find our Facebook? Bam. Facebook's right there. You want to find our Twitter? Bam. Instagram, Twitch, Spotify. You want to keep up with us in podcast form? Everything you need in one spot. For those of you listening in podcast form, remember, twitch.tv/nerdchambers. We're live every Sunday.
All
That's
right.
everything, right?
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah.
We did it. Good job, friends. Adam. It's time to take us home, buddy.
Listen, Cheez-It, we still haven't heard from you. It's been a week. I don't know why you're slacking. I'm still looking for that sponsor. You partnered with Pizza Hut. I'm pretty sure it was Pizza Hut. You partnered with Pizza Hut or Papa John's. Either way, you goofed on that one. I know you're recovering financially. That was a mistake. No one wanted your Cheez-It Pizza Puff, all right? We're not going to make that mistake. We're not going to make some bad food for you. We just want our logo on your box and your Cheez-Its in our mouth. So come on, one more week. Don't miss out.
Oh my goodness. All right.
See you guys next week.
Whew.
Thank you for listening to the Nerd Chambers. Come back next week for more news you need to know.
What?